Hello and welcome to another episode of Lips Garage. This is going to be my preview for the upcoming season. I'm starting recording in late November. We'll see when I get finished and able to get them posted, so I'm going to be dealing with some weather changes and whatnot. But I want to give you a preview of some of the things that I'm working on for this upcoming season. So under the cover here is the 1955 wagon that I did start in season 1 by removing the engine and drivetrain. I started to work on the engine to get swapped in here. I ended up taking that engine out and putting it in the Fairlane, and I'm still working on getting that completed. Maybe you'll see that in an upcoming episode. But again, the majority of this is going to be getting it up, getting it running, possibly get it ready for power tour, but otherwise it will be kind of my family hauler. Segueing into the next one, here's the Fairlane under a fresh blanket of snow. So I do have to finish the engine swap in this one. I've got the engine and transmission in. I need to put the exhaust in, figure out how I'm going to do that. And I need to put the front accessory on. Not a lot to it, just finding the time to get it done. I do have the divots in the rims that I was not able to pound out. So we'll see what I end up doing there. I hate to think of actually changing the rims out for something like that, but that may be my option. I think I've also decided I'm just going to go ahead and replace that top. It is overall in pretty decent shape, but I've been fighting that back window, and that just needs to get taken care of. I'm also toying with the idea of doing a rear seat delete and putting in a stereo system, because in this one, especially with a convertible, there's really not a lot of good ways to get good sound out of the back end of that. Both my kids are grown. They're a little bit tight in the back seat. We found that out on Power Tour last year. But overall, I mean, it's been a fun car to work on, a fun car to drive. It is put up for the season, so we'll see where we go from there. As an in-between, if I have time, I did pick up a 56 wagon. This one's a full country Squire. I bought this as a parts vehicle. It's got all the good glass. It's got the third row seating. It's got the factory visor to it that will all go on the 55. But last year we went to one of the days of, Hot Rods Drag Week. And after about an hour walking around and looking, I think I've decided to turn this into a drag car just to be a little bit different. I do have a couple of 390s with a C6, and one's got a 4-speed that I have purchased. So trying to decide how exactly I'm going to build it, but I've got a couple ideas. The one I don't have parked back here right now is going to be the 66 Impala. Again, that one is the daughter's car, so we're going to be doing some work on that one. It does run and drive. I'm going to switch it out to a 3-speed as opposed to just the Power Glide. It's got the 283 in there now. I don't know if you can see it up over the fence up front. It does have the 283 in it now. I'm probably going to go to a 350. The big build I'm going to work on, though, is going to be this guy here. This is my 55 Ford pickup. I've been kind of back and forth if I'm going to build it or not. I did secure some front fenders. I got a lead on a hood. I need to get the doors taken care of, get all put together. The options I have for drivetrain, I do have a couple different engines, a couple different transmissions. I have the 302 that came out of the Fairlane that I know runs and drives. I've got a couple of 351s. All three are Windsor options. I do like those. I do have another 390 that would fit in here. I also have a 460 was the original plan. The 460 would be the most expensive to build because it's just a short block. I got to get everything for it. And that one may be a go to the machine shop and open it up a little bit. So I'm still trying to decide. I'll put that one to a vote, see what you guys think. 302, 351 Windsor, 390 or 460. Let me know what you think. One of the things that's deciding on is whether to do the Mustang 2, whether to do the Crown Vic, or leaving the stock front axle as it is. And I'm leaning towards the Mustang 2. Decent price point. It's a good time-tested front end for what I'm doing. If I were going to do a Coyote swap in this, I would definitely do the Crown Vic. But I'm doing a regular pushrod motor, so I'm thinking I'm just going to stick with the Mustang 2. Coming out back, I'm not sure what rear end I've got in this guy. I haven't looked yet, but I'm probably going to do an 8/8 conversion on it. That'll bring my wheel bolts to 5 on 4.5, which is going to be a typical Mustang. I'm going to do the 3-inch extended fiberglass fenders. Still trying to decide what I'm going to do with the bed. Still trying to decide what I'm going to do with seating. Whether or not I'm going to do kind of a sport bench or whether I'm going to do just individual buckets with a console. So a lot of decisions to make on this guy yet, but as of today, I did get my garage opened up. And I'm going to get this guy over there, get it thawed out for one, and then start pulling apart, see where I'm at, what I have to do. I do have another frame for one of these. It's just a frame. I stripped everything else off. So you might see me bouncing back and forth between a couple of different frames depending on how I decide to build. So this is going to be the next big project. As always, give me a like, give me a subscribe if you feel comfortable doing so. I appreciate the support. One of the changes that I had happened is I did open up my own garage out of the house. I've got that garage as my primary, and this one here is going to be my work garage. So I am going to be doing some work, both on the builds as well as some retail work on the side. And if I have an interesting enough project there, you might see some episodes on that. So a lot to vomit at you for a precursor to the next season. Just want to let you know what I'm up against, what I'm working on, and just kind of let me know any comments about what you like, what you don't like, any opinions. I'm doing this a lot for entertainment for you guys. I've got things that I want to do. Ultimately, most of my projects will probably end up being for sale at the end of the run. So I want to make sure I build something that is interest to somebody else, not only to me. But again, I appreciate all the support. Any likes, any comments, feel free to send them. I'll reply to them as I get them. Thanks again.